Did you feel anything yet?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, tell me everything.
Okay.
I feel... Well, you tell me first.
I felt like a wave of emotion, which was like sadness, I guess, in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
I kind of like went into your, kind of like your childhood a bit, just like whether it's your perception, but just needing to feel more love, so like giving you more of that love.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because when you're touching my head, I'm like, it feels like you're the first person that's ever touched my head. Like, I've never felt almost like seen or something. I don't know, I can't explain it.
Yeah, like seen and known and loved in a way that like, do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's something that you feel in the heart space almost more than for the soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing about these sessions is they're so hard to explain.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I try to explain it, but I can't. You have to experience it.
I definitely like have tension in my head too, like on the sides of my head.
Like you can feel energy tension?
Yeah.
Okay. But not in a discomfort way, just in a, like a pressure way?
Yeah, just like there's something there.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna move my hands away from you, but I'm still working on you. I just want you to focus on the feeling of like, how does it change?
Feels tension in my jaw.
Okay. Do you have jaw issues?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to send a wave of energy through your body. And with the wave of energy, I'm going to send some words, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You are loved unconditionally. Okay, so I'm going to work on disintegrating some beliefs that you have inside your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so you might just feel something in your head. These belief systems are not true to the Creator, Allah, God, whatever you want to call it.
I feel so much tension in my head and my jaw. It's so strange.
Mm-hmm. After a while, it should release. So let me know when it releases, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to repeat after me. You do not have to say it out loud if you don't want to. You can just say it in your head. So whichever one you feel kind of drawn to do, whether you say it out loud or if you just think it in your head, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I am loved.
I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved.
Okay, and take a deep breath in.
It's slowly releasing. I can just see my grandpa telling me he loved me and holding my hand before he passed.
Were you close with your grandpa?
Yeah.
So, do you feel like you're getting some sort of important message from him?
Yeah.
And do you feel from this experience that he is still there and able to connect and communicate with you?
I feel like he is here telling me that, playing his memories for me, because he's reminding me that I am loved and that he has always loved me, my family's always loved me, but he like left me with that message before he left.
Mm-hmm. On
'Cause
purpose.
He knew I needed it, yeah. My family never said they loved you, like it just wasn't said often or ever,
Mm-hmm.
like never said.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like him saying that so many times before he passed was like validation for my whole life almost.
Mm-hmm. He didn't say very much when he was alive. He said he left until before he passed.
Yeah, I think, yeah. They may have said it more than my family, like my parents and my other grandparents, but not as often as when he was dying. And I think like I've always felt like people just say that because, but they never really felt it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't really love me.
Do you feel differently about that now?
Yeah. Because I can see his eyes. I know he really loved me.
Some people just have a hard time saying it.
Mm-hmm. And they all show it in different ways, but I've always felt like I needed to hear it.
Should have brought Kleenex. I'm gonna get some.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna be that girl on the counter with a booger flying on her nose.
Oh, my arms feel so heavy.
Okay, that's a common thing.
Whoa.
Okay, leave them. I'm just gonna move on to your body now.
I feel like I'm like not even here. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, you feel like you're in a different space.
Mm-hmm.
A cooler space.
Just like so different. It's like my mind's here, but my body's not.
Okay, the next step of the healing process is to... we've acknowledged that your grandpa is here or making communication with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he has a soul.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to connect you with the one who created the soul. Okay? I'm not really going to give it names or a name.
Mm-hmm.
But just that energy that created his soul and your soul, and that continues life on after you pass. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is like the ultimate highest healing power you can connect with. So I want you to just acknowledge that you're connecting with that energy and acknowledging its existence. That there is something that created you and everybody, and that loves you unconditionally. And you don't have to say it out loud because that energy doesn't speak on that level, but you can think of the words. I want you to think or say them however you feel. Of the words thank you. How are you feeling?
Like I'm floating.
Feel like you're floating?
Mm-hmm. There's no weight to me.
Okay, I'm just going to disintegrate some energetic cords that are attached to certain people that don't serve you any good or them any good either.
Mm-hmm. It feels like every part of my body is like tingling. It's like floating. It's crazy.
It feels cool though, eh?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do is move positive emotions and energies from this space into the heart space,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And it may make you feel funny.
Okay.
Okay? If it makes you feel a certain way, I'm not going to tell you what way it's going to make you feel, because I want you to not tell me how it's making you feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It feels like parts of my body are waking up, moving.
On their own?
Mm-hmm.
Like they want to move on their own?
Mm-hmm.
Which ones particularly?
My arms.
They want to come up or out, or what do they want to do? So if they want to, don't resist them, kind of like let them move however they want to.
Okay.
Sometimes people's bodies do move when I do this.
It feels like something's waking up, like something's leaving.
Leaving you?
Mm-hmm.
From where?
I don't know from where though.
Just that something that was maybe blocking you,
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't good for you? Or
Yeah, it just,
was
I was so
resisting something?
heavy before, and now I'm just like, it just feels so light.
mm-hmm. But like right now you feel like something is like,
Yeah, like, I think a sadness.
yeah. What do you feel now?
I feel happy. It feels good to be touched. I feel like I'm seeing now like I haven't let myself be touched.
And in a sense, do you feel like you haven't even allowed yourself to enjoy being touched in the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because we're healing your sexual aspect of yourself now, okay?
Mhm.
That's what I meant by funny.
Mm-hmm.
You might go a little bit
Horny.
horny. Okay.
Like my family's not touchy, so like I have always been resistant to touch and to feeling like allowing myself to like enjoy it.
Yeah. And it might even reflect in your relationship a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to work on that so that maybe you might open yourself up to your relationship in a different way, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so don't feel weird if you do feel horny, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the first emotion that comes to your mind is...
Right now,
Yeah.
emotion is difficult. I just feel like this very different sensation right now. Like,
Okay, can you explain it?
yeah, it's like, this is the longest I've ever felt this sensation. It's like when someone's playing with your hair and it just feels so nice.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like this for like the hour. It's like this, like I feel like every little sensation in my body, like the shivers. What do you feel?
Well, I mean, obviously I was crying like a little baby before.
You were?
Oh yeah, man, I started blowing my nose. I was like crying like crazy. Yeah. That was before though. That was like
Mm-hmm.
when we were doing like the loved and your grandpa and God. Like all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's more so like it's focused on like just unblocking like sexual blockages and allowing you to actually fully enjoy like pleasure and intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to like kind of...
Lately I've struggled more with it.
Yeah, and so I'm trying to push like those kind of energies through your body where you're even more attracted to like being intimate, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And intimate in like a different way that maybe you may have never experienced before.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you never experienced this before.
Mm-mm.
There's so much that you can experience that you've never felt before, even in your relationship.
Which is funny because lately I've been thinking, like, we need to switch something up. Like, I'm just not feeling that, like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, sometimes it's amazing, but I would love to feel it every time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I want you to take a deep breath in, and I want you to imagine breathing in through your feet. And when you breathe into here. And when you exhale, exhale it out here. Okay, inhale. And exhale. And what do you feel now?
It's just like releasing, and I see the brightness.
You see colors?
I see just like bright and...
Like instead of black, it's different?
Yeah, it's different.
It looks like there's white or something? What
like
color?
the sun.
Okay. And is the sun yellow, white, or?
It's white.
Okay. Okay, keep going.
I see blue too.
Okay, good. Just let me know how you feel, because it's going to change.
It just feels like I'm coming down. Like holding a balloon and coming down.
Do you feel like you're here now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So crazy. What am I doing?
Just wait for a second. I'm just closing that. Okay.
Whoa. What a roller coaster. Okay. I feel like I look at you differently now.
Yes. Like your what I would call it the like your glasses or your, you know what I mean?
Lenses.
Your lens, like your lens changes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so how do you feel about your lens now?
I just look at you and I'm like, what the fuck? I just feel so like not myself. I feel super calm, like
Okay.
very calm. Like I can think clearly and like I feel really grounded right now. But like the strangest thing for me is that like all the feelings I went through and that I feel like I can't even remember.
It's like a dream.
It's like a dream.
Yeah, okay, so because there was two of us, I can kind of go off of like things that I remember you saying, and then maybe we'll come back to you.
Yeah, I remember two things.
Okay.
My grandpa, which I feel like so at peace with right now.
Yeah, which you didn't feel as much
No,
peace with. Okay.
not at all. And then I remember, what else do I remember? Oh, the sexual stuff, that part, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what about the sexual part?
I think that it just felt like I was allowing myself to just lie there and be seen and like touched, and I just don't feel like I've really done that. Like I haven't really just like, I'm like, no. I'm like, don't touch me there. Don't do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're very like resistant
Always.
to intimacy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not like as much with Brandon, but still like I don't let him really go down on me very often, like ever. And also with friends, like some of my girlfriends are so touchy and I just don't like it.
Okay.
It's always made me feel uncomfortable because our family wasn't touchy at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like, it was such a relief and like I can let myself do this now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't, like it was like that resistance was gone, was lifted.
Mm-hmm.
Felt really good.
And do you feel like there's like a sense of more like trust and safety around like intimacy maybe?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Like I feel like I really trust you now. Like that's how I feel like with me. I'm like, I really trust you.
So but that was like, the reason I say that was because I was really working on like you feeling safe and feeling like you can trust someone to love you in an intimate way and it to be okay and enjoyable and pleasurable. Those were like what I was focusing on when I was focusing on. So when I was sweeping you, I was really focused on that. And so like for you to reciprocate that that's actually what you felt, it's good to know that like what I was doing is what you were feeling, right? But yeah, like definitely, yeah, I could feel that there were, like, for me, I scan and ask God. Like, for me, it's a completely spiritual experience, right? So I'm asking God, you know, is there sexual blockages that she has towards intimacy or sensuality in her body? And so I got the answer, yes. I'm like, okay, can I remove them? He's like, yes. Okay, so like, we'll work on that. So that's what I did, because I got that answer. As for your grandpa, that was, like I said, I, at that point, had surrendered, and I told God, like, I don't know everything about her, but you know everything, and so what does she need? That's I know I'm not saying out loud, but I'm talking to him here. So I'm in my mind. So I said, what does she really need right now? Like, you do what you need to do with her. And that's when your grandpa came. So, right?
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I do really think it's important, and that's why I had mentioned the saying thank you to God, because I know that you may not be religious, but like this is all only possible because of God. And the only reason your grandpa's on the other side is because of God. The only reason we exist is because of God. And the only reason I can do this healing is because of God. So I really like to give him or it or her or whatever you want to call it the gratitude and the, yeah, like, you know, and then the, you know how we want to be told thank you for little things we do? Imagine you created the whole freaking world. Nobody says thank you to you. Like everything that exists, and nobody says thank you ever. So we want to be told thank you for like doing the dishes.
True.
And we hate it when we don't get told that, right?
Yeah.
So I really tried to infuse that into the practice, because I feel like it makes it more powerful when you can really just like, even if you're like, I've never had a relationship with you, and I've never talked to you or even believed in you, but I'm going to say, okay, thank you. I think it's really...
I have had a relationship, like I have thanked and asked, so that's like pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah, like when I go to bed at night, sometimes I thank him, because whether it's real or not, just I've always kind of done that.
Yeah, just like you're like, maybe it is, and
Yeah.
let me do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I really am like so grateful for my life.
Yeah.
Even when it is like, everyone has hard times, but like,
Yeah.
I just feel like just so grateful.
So how did you feel when you said thank you then?
I felt good.
Even better?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. So like that's like definitely a big part of my healing, is just like I've noticed like everybody feels really good when they say thank you. Like
So good.
just acknowledging that energy. Okay, so then you felt like you were floating and not in your body?
Yeah, it was like, I mean, it's hard to explain it now that I'm not in it, but I just felt like my brain was there. It wasn't thinking about anything else but that room, but like my body was just like not there. Just felt like it was floating.
Yeah, and do you think it was floating in a different space?
Blue.
Or in just above your body? Where do you think you were floating? You went to a different space?
I don't know, because this is an unfamiliar space for me, so it was just like I was like nowhere, but I was also here.
Okay.
It wasn't like any space. It was just like, it was just right here, but up.
Can you explain the colors that you seen?
Yeah, I saw blue. So I was resisting the color thing.
Why?
Like I think just
Why?
naturally, I just was like, how could I see color? But I could feel it. I could kind of see a blue. So I was like, I feel like there's a blue there. And then I was like, oh, maybe that's just the white that I was also seeing.
Okay.
So that's why I said white at first. But I was like, okay, no, like stop resisting. Like you see the blue, just like feel it and see it. And so then, yeah, it was like a beautiful blue. And then, yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
So you
Just felt like you had to open the curtains, and it was just like a new day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, because you've never experienced anything like that, like, what would you say for others that are like, or maybe curious, like?
Oh my gosh, I feel like everybody has to do it. I'm not even just saying it. I just feel different. And whether it's just like right now and I go back to feeling how I did yesterday, but I just feel like it's just worth it. I just feel like at peace.
Do you think it's one of the more beautiful things that you've experienced in life?
For sure. And like I would say the floating thing is similar to being like a float in like the tubs, but like that feeling of floating, but I feel like you're trying to work through everything by yourself when you're like just meditating. So it's just so nice to have the energy and being able to say how you're feeling and being able to work through it.
With someone else? Do you feel like there's more, like if you're in a floating tank and then compared to, you've been in a floating tank, and then compared to this space, do you feel like there's more like love?
Yeah.
Here?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I much prefer this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so is that part of the, like you said, like I feel seen, I don't understand. Like does it, like
I don't feel seen in a tub.
Yeah. Like is it in a sense like you feel like you're being understood and like loved truly?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. And it's like this person, you, is taking the time to like just see me for who I am where a lot of people, everyone's so busy, and including myself, like, I don't know if I really stop now and look at Brennan and like really see him for what he is, and like appreciate him, and like show him through touch and through like just being there with him like at that very moment. And I think that presence that like you gave to me would just felt like I felt loved.
And do you think that's going to change your relationship with Brendan?
Today it for sure will.
Because we never know what tomorrow will bring, right?
Yeah.
So on that note, like I know I have had some clients come to me, and then they, you know, for example, I had a similar experience with a client where she left her body, but in a very intense, like she felt her soul leave her body, and then she was overcome with like an immense amount of peace that she never even knew existed. And that's similar to this. It's like you never knew this existed, right? Like you could never even explain it because you just never knew it existed. It's like before you have sex, you can't explain sex because you don't know what it's like, right?
Totally.
To have that energy of another person like doing this and that to you. It's just like anything in life. But you know, she had this death experience, and then later on she had a panic attack about it, but she remembered the experience with me when she was having, because she fears death extremely, and so she had a random fear of death, and then she thought about the moment, and she brought herself down. She's like, oh, okay, it's okay. Like, so maybe just to, you know, try to remember.
That's how it feels, totally.
Yeah.
Because I'm a worrywart, and I have a lot of fear and like sadness, and because I'm so empathetic that like when I see even a TV show and someone's hurting, it's like I hurt too. Like, so I feel like I carry all that weight from other people, from the news, and so it just like right now and after this, I just feel like so relaxed. Like I'm like I don't have to worry for everybody. I don't have to. I don't have to worry. And like life is good. It's gonna be difficult, but like I can just it just feels like I'm letting things go. That's what that whole experience felt like. Just there's things, physical things and emotional things. I'm just like. It's gone.
Lately. Yeah. And to know, like, do you feel like you have a maybe more stronger relationship with whatever you want to call it, the creator, the God, or whatever you call it? I don't know what you call it. Everyone has a different name for it. So
I do feel like I've had a strong relationship. I don't really talk about it, but I do feel like it's just another moment where I just felt like I'm like, thank you. Like sometimes I'll cry at nighttime and be like, thank you. Like I'll say it really quietly. Brandon won't hear me. I'm just like, thank you. Like, like thank you for protecting me and my family. Like I always say that.
So you think that you had a pretty strong relationship, but do you think it strengthened your relationship?
I do. I just think I've recognized what it's done for me now. Because I'm like,
you couldn't really see it as clear. You're like, I know I should be thankful, but I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, and I think it also brought like, I was just like, wow, like. He or they or whatever, the world, the earth has given me this ability to be able to do these things, like and to be able to like self-reflect and stuff. I'm like, thank you for letting me do this and letting me find ways to heal through you and through myself. So it's just like I don't know, there's just so much to be grateful for.
Yeah. And so what about death? Because obviously maybe you said you weren't totally comfortable with the fact that your grandpa had passed and you were close with him and it hurt you, and now you feel more at peace with it. So do you think that in death in general that you may be at more peace with death and understanding that?
I say that right now. I feel it because I feel like really calm and like I'm like, okay, like I know he's in a good place because I can just see him like smiling. But I don't know, because it's been engraved in my head for so long. I don't know if it'll come back tomorrow. But like right now I feel like it feels good, and like I feel like I'm like, okay, like death isn't so bad because I feel so at peace right now. But I don't know if I'll feel that way tomorrow.
Well, I know, and you're so funny because obviously there's you in there, and no matter what, like the healing, like it's just one session, right? Yeah. So I can hear yourself, like your little self, and I see the newer self trying to like protrude, and then there's like a little bit of maybe, and honestly, and what I'm thinking of is like a weed, and like some of the weeds are gone, but some of the weeds are still there, and that one of the weeds is like worrying that tomorrow will be worse, and that you'll go back to your old self, and worrying and stressing and not being comfortable with death and da 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 da. It's like obviously something you still have to work on because you still are speaking it.
Totally,
right
it's the good and bad. It's like it's like let yourself feel it. No, don't let yourself feel it.
Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully, like, you know, we could do another session, but like I said, like I don't have the power to heal everybody.
No, I think a book.
The book is like, yeah, I think the book is like something that now that you understand what, like when I've mentioned it a few times, and like the peace that I have, like I want to share it. Like the spiritual wealth that I have, I want to share it. And I don't think people really understand it until they have that experience.
Totally, and it makes me want to share it now. I'm like, I want to do this for someone. Like I want to help someone feel this like relief. It's just so nice.
Yeah, so hopefully you'll read my book and practice it.
Well, you know I will.
And heal yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't mind doing like another session or anything like that, like if you need to, like with my friends especially, but like I've posted on my Instagram to people, like I do this for free. My energy healing sessions are free. It's something that I've kind of made that relationship with God and said, yes, I will do these for free. But I'm like, I'm a healer. I heal for, it's just part of me. And my friends are never coming to me and saying like, hey, help me out. And it just drives me wild. Because like I'll come home and I'll be like, I see the problems and I know I can help. But none of them come to me and say like, hey, like help me out. It's like always me dragging them if they do it. I'm like, come. And so they're sitting at home with their problems, they're complaining about their problems, and you know what I mean? And they're just all alone, but they're not. Like, I'm right there. So don't feel afraid to be like, hey, Destiny, like, I want to do another session by any means. Or if you're struggling with anything, to come to me, okay? Because, like, it's not a new... To me, it feels right. That's what's supposed to happen. Like, I'm supposed to help you with that. Or if you feel the need to, you know? It's not a nuisance. It's not like, oh, I did this already for you at all, by any means. It's like, I'm here for that. And I don't think people understand that as much as they should. So I hope that if you need to see me, you can.
So same time tomorrow?
The next day? Like forever?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's about it. Thanks